Credit cards are like quicksand. One wrong step, and you sink deeper and deeper. I didn't believe it until I couldn't breathe under $15,000 of debt. I'm Carol, a 20-year-old student at Indiana University Bloomington. I grew up in a working-class family in Indiana. My father has worked on the assembly line at a car manufacturing plant for almost 3 decades. My mom is a homemaker. She never had a career outside of raising me and my 2 younger brothers, but she has always been the heart of the family. My dad is the kind of man who wakes up at 5 a.m. every day, puts on the same blue work shirt with his name stitched on the chest, and drives to the plant. His hands are rough, his back often sore, but he never complains. When I was accepted into Indiana University, it was one of the proudest moments of his life. But I could see the worry in his eyes too. Tuition, housing, textbooks, everything costs money. My parents promised to cover what they could, but I knew deep down that every check my dad signed meant fewer savings for their future. I carried that guilt with me every day. Every meal I ate in the cafeteria, every book I bought from the campus store, I imagined my father's sweat paying for it. To ease that burden, I took a part-time job at the campus library. It wasn't glamorous. I mostly scanned books, shelved them, and helped freshmen find quiet study spots. The pay was minimum wage, around $9 an hour. After taxes, I brought home barely enough to cover snacks, the occasional pizza with friends, or small personal needs. Meanwhile, expenses kept piling up. Textbooks for one semester could cost more than $600. My dorm required meal plans, which didn't cover everything. And then there were things like toiletries, transportation, and the occasional social outing. I never told my parents how tight things were. I couldn't. My dad already carried the weight of 3 kids' futures on his shoulders. Asking him for more felt like betrayal. One chilly autumn afternoon, I was leaving the main campus building when a young man in a suit handed me a colorful flyer. "Build your credit today," it said in bold letters. Underneath it promised, "No annual fee. Student-friendly. Earn cash back on every purchase." I stopped in my tracks. The words "student-friendly" caught my eye. The flyer painted a picture of independence. No more asking parents for help. No more stressing over every dollar. That night, I lay awake in my dorm room staring at the flyer. Maybe this is my chance, I thought. If I just use it for emergencies or important things, it could actually help. I convinced myself that this little piece of plastic could be my savior. The application process was surprisingly simple. Within a week, I held my first credit card in my hand. It had a shiny silver surface with my name embossed. Carol M. At first, I was cautious. I bought only what I considered necessities: notebooks, a graphing calculator, bus passes. Each time I swiped the card, I reminded myself, this is just temporary. I'll pay it back soon. But soon, necessities became flexible. A late-night pizza order after study group? Swipe. A new hoodie from the campus store? Swipe. Coffee runs before exams? Swipe. The charges seemed harmless at first. $10 here, $25 there. I told myself I'd pay it all off when my next paycheck came in, except I didn't. The first bill arrived. $420. More than I expected, but manageable, I thought. The statement said I only needed to pay $25 as a minimum. Perfect, I told myself. I'll pay the minimum now and catch up next month. But next month came and my balance grew. $420 became $650, then $900. Each month I paid the minimum, thinking it was enough. By the end of the school year, I had racked up over $15,000 in debt. How? Looking back, it's horrifyingly simple. $6 for Starbucks 3 times a week, $72 a month. $40 for dinners with friends, twice a month, $80. $200 for textbooks each semester. $50 for clothes every now and then. Late fees and interest piling on top of everything. 1 year of small expenses became a financial nightmare. I remember the exact night I realized the damage. I sat in my dorm with my laptop open, staring at my credit card statement. The number $15,327 glared back at me. My stomach dropped. I couldn't breathe. How could I, a 20-year-old student with no real income, owe this much? I cried that night. Not the quiet kind, but the ugly sobs where your chest hurts and your eyes burn. I imagined my dad working overtime at the plant, my mom clipping coupons, and me, buried in debt before even graduating. That was the moment I knew this wasn't just a mistake. This was a trap, and I had walked straight into it. The first lesson I learned is that credit card interest is not like any other loan. With APRs between 20% and 30%, your debt grows like wildfire. For example, if you spend $100 and don't pay it off, you could end up paying $130 or $150 over time. Multiply that by dozens of purchases, and suddenly you're in thousands of dollars of debt. I never truly understood compounding interest until I saw it eating away at my paychecks. The second lesson, paying only the minimum is a dangerous illusion. When I owed $1,000 and paid $25 a month, I thought I was being responsible. In reality, it would have taken me over 5 years to pay off that balance. And that's if I stopped spending entirely. Credit card companies design it this way. They want you stuck, paying just enough to keep them happy while your balance grows. The third lesson is the scariest. Small purchases pile up. That $6 latte? That $20 Uber ride? They seem harmless, but when you add them across weeks and months, they snowball into hundreds, then thousands. I used to laugh off small charges. Now I see them as little traps that caught me when I wasn't paying attention. The fourth lesson, debt ruins your credit score. When your balance is high and payments are late, your credit score drops. Mine did. Suddenly, renting an apartment off campus became harder. I couldn't qualify for certain student deals. Even some job applications asked for a credit check. I realized that debt doesn't just hurt your wallet, it limits your future. The final lesson, credit cards aren't the enemy. Misuse is. If you keep your balance under 20% of your limit and pay in full every month, you can actually build credit and earn rewards. The problem is, most students like me don't start with that discipline. It's like giving a car to someone who's never learned to drive. It's not the car's fault when there's a crash. To every student listening, learn from my mistakes. If you're thinking of getting a credit card, use it only for what's truly necessary. Budget your expenses. Treat credit as borrowed money, not free money. Remember, debt can destroy years of your life, but smart credit use can build a foundation for your future. I'll end with this. Credit card debt can be a trap, but it doesn't have to be. Used wisely, it can be a tool for building financial independence. The choice is yours. If this story opened your eyes about credit cards, hit the like button, share it with a friend who needs to hear it, and comment below with your own experience. Don't forget to subscribe for more real student money stories.